Hello and welcome everybody to yet another day of the I-League qualifiers. It is the season 2 and it's one of the European qualifiers, the semi-final of it to be more exact. Denial Esports versus Virtus.Pro in this best of 3 series. Winner of this will face Power Rangers, who are already waiting, having defeated Balkan Bears 2-0 yesterday, I do believe. So should be exciting series for sure. I think teams are rather even, Virtus.Pro maybe having a slight advantage. But we'll see. We're of course HeflaTV, I am Coacher, and I am joined by the master Heflamoke himself, man. What do you think of this series?
Not just of the series. New Skype sucks. That's my statement for the early morning today. Like, I just woke up like an hour ago, and I had to painfully notice that Skype has a new lineup. I didn't even know till like half a second ago how I unmute myself on that new Skype. Everything is fishy. I'm in a bad mood. Jesus.
Man, unmuting is just the same, man.
I know, but still, it looks all weird. As for the series, I-League, of course, I love it. Yesterday, that was a total surprise that Balkan Bears was really 2-0'd by Power Rangers. Because the Power Rangers, I know from like the last month or the last 2 months, their performance was absolutely subpar. But yesterday against Balkan Bears, they struck them hard. Not just like a normal game and a normal win or anything close. Like, they were absolutely ahead. And well, as for Denial, on Dota 2 launch, on Dota 2 Best YOLO, and on all the other betting sites, we have above 70% for Virtus.Pro. It's like sometimes even 80-85% on money betting sites. It's crazy how many people actually think that Virtus.Pro puts it through. We have the original lineup. Denial plays with one stand-in, sure. But I don't know. Denial is always forth and back, but they are definitely up for a surprise, and I'm looking forward to it. They have a good stand-in as well.
Yeah, the standing is definitely a strong one, and to be honest, I would probably bet on Virtus.Pro as well if I did bet, just because they had great showings at Stream League. Also, they did win the MSI beat it, so at LANs at least, they are looking pretty good, and their recent results have just been a little bit better than Denial. Plus, of course, you just cannot deny the Russian fan base, I guess. It's
True.
That's probably,
I think when it comes to bets, people are not betting on their favorite team. They're just betting, really, because they don't want to lose their Arcanas, Rares, whatsoever. But anyway, let's look into this draft. I mean, Denial has to come, of course, up with a strategy. They are one down, while Virtus.Pro, even though they took them almost half an hour, but they got all 5 together of the original lineup, so at full strength. And also the picks are looking quite decent. Vengeful Spirit and a Tidehunter, that means we have a big fat Ravage already on the pitch. We have a Vengeful Spirit for a swap and a stun, which means we can't get, for example, a Batrider on the other side, or a Void would also be kind of unfortunate pick. So they go for Io and Doom.
Well, I mean, Doombringer is... I'm pretty sure they weren't planning on going for it immediately. But having seen the Tidehunter, it's just the perfect counter to a Tidehunter, really. But you have to get Doom off, so Doom definitely has to go for Blink. But if Tidehunter also has a Blink, it just gets so hard. Maybe, just maybe, they're even gonna like... Io relocate the Doombringer to the back lines, then from the back, Doombringer blinks in and dooms up the Tide before the Tide can initiate or counter-initiate. But it just requires a lot of coordination for you to do that.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, right now, as it is, if that was already the ready draft, it all comes down to who gets the better initiation. Do we see a Ravage first and then a follow-up, or do we see the Doom actually taking one out before it comes? And the Tidehunter right now would, of course, be the priority target. But let's see. I mean, we have some buns. What surprises me the most is like Broodmother first bun material. I mean, yesterday we saw quite some Broodmother action. I even casted a base race game, including a Broodmother, which was very interesting. It was Seed Dota, though. Viper coming out, and on the other side we had Puck Brewmaster. Now, the cores are coming out, mixed with one support, the Beastmaster and the ET. This, to be honest, this all strikes me as a surprise. But then again, Denial, they play, or they try to utilize the Beastmaster in their past games, so I can understand it if Virtus.Pro is prepared for Denial.
Well, the Beastmaster brand actually makes sense in a regard as well, that it would give them even more global presence. You just have the Hawk, Boots of Travels in with the Beastmaster, at least Denial. They always go for like the offlane Beastmaster with Medallion of Courage into Boots of Travels. That's almost every single time the item build.
It's so like the cookie cutter build.
Yeah, so the Boots of Travels into the Hawk, followed up by Relocate when the Primal Roar is there. It's just such easy kills.
Yeah, and we also get like a absolute value pick. To be honest, all those months I said like go pick the Ogre, and I don't know, the 6.8 series patches struck and we got the Ogre Mage so much that I'm kinda sick of him already. that big fat tanky guy coming with 7 base armor even, and I don't know, like it strikes me really as like an absolute standard pick at the moment. I would have preferred him over the ET, for example. But yeah, Denial, they let it through for Virtus.Pro, which is of course good news. Whatever we're gonna see as Virtus.Pro core is gonna get some late game amplification as well. We have Bloodlust, of course, and we have a nice presence in lane. Razor now for Denial though.
I mean, Razor is a pretty good hero to have up against Tidehunter, for example. I'm not too sure if they're gonna run the Razor mid lane or safe lane though. I guess mid lane is the more common one, but it's a good hero against Tidehunter for sure. Against Vengeful and Ogre, it's like decent-ish because you just have the unstable current, so if they use the single target spells on you to disable, they're gonna get purged themselves. So gonna be slowed down for a little while. But Virtus.Pro going for a Venomancer now, and I'm almost positive that it's gonna be a mid lane Venomancer just because it is one of those heroes that can actually deal with a Razor mid lane.
That's true. Like, there's a lot of pushing power, of course, and a lot of aids. That's the truth. I mean, damage over time here is just sick right now. We are talking, well, the Ogre Magi with Ignite Spam. We have the Venomancer there. It's gonna be, even into the mid game, like quite some harass on Denial. But of course, the Venomancer is one of those heroes. I like to see him, but I don't like to see him like in a core role where the demands are really high on him. That's the biggest problem, because he falls off. The later the game goes, and from mid game on, we have huge problems that the Venomancer damage is quite low in comparison. And even if he lands like a huge ultimate, even, I don't know, Freeman Gale and the wards and whatnot applying like Poison Sting, still the damage is quite delayed. So we often see, for example, say team fights that are lost, then the aftermath, some of the people die from all the poison, sure, but still the other team is, I don't know, they have an IO, for example, they have a Doom with a lot of regeneration. That's the biggest problem. Like, you need to finish those people off. Poison alone is not finishing a game.
At least they have the Ignite for some additional damage over time, I guess, if need be. But it does force Denial into building pipe, building lots of BKBs. Although, maybe BKB is even like too good of a choice for Denial at the moment, just because Virtus.Pro, they have so much magic damage you can dodge when you have a BKB. Ravages, Fire Blasts, just Venomancer. I guess it doesn't purge off the Venomancer damage over times, but at least you're going to be safe for a little while from them. Just not take damage, and man, BKBs will be safe. Although Denial going for a Morphling now, it is definitely one of the heroes that doesn't want to build for a BKB if he can help it. But Denial, man, they have 3 just rather tanky cores for themselves already. Aya, of course, packing up with even more regeneration for them.
Yep.
It really might become an issue that Virtus.Pro, I guess they have to kind of get lucky with the Ogre Magi, or as their 5th hero go for something that can actually finish up heroes as well, because I can totally see what you mentioned, that there may be damage over time, but the fight might be won in Denial's favor already before the damage over time actually like fully
Kicks
does
in, yeah.
damage.
And by the way, I just noticed, like, for all those people on chat and everything, I'm kind of sorry we are not listed on D2L at the moment as the English stream. There's only a Russian stream up, but I already contacted the admin, so I think we should be up pretty much soon for all those who have been looking for a stream. But either way, we already talked a lot about the Virtus.Pro draft, and now it's the 5th pick. There has to be some really fat core. I don't know what they're gonna go for, but it could be pretty much everything. There's a Spectre still in. There would be Anti-Mage still in. It's a Lycan. Okay. I'm not such a fan of this, but let's see. Lycan as the single core you rely on. We have to see where this one is going. Denial, I definitely like what they got. I mean, they have the Doom to shut down one, at least in the fight. IO, having some global presence, a lot of heal with the Doom and the IO. Razor in the mid, Morphling farming. We have to see. For them, it's one more support, something that goes into the offlane if they go for what I expect them to go for. But maybe it's also just a Doom IO combination in some lane.
Yeah, it could be like IO Morphling mid lane. It could be just purely Doom in the jungle and still pick up an offlaner if they wanted to. But going for the Witch Doctor, and the Witch Doctor IO combination is actually just a silly one. Wood Restoration into the Tether heal. It is excellent, and just if you want to dive, for example, you can easily get away with this. But I mean, the Paralyzing Cask will be decent-ish as a lockdown, but they are rather lockdown light other than that. So the Lycan is probably going to have a pretty good time in the fights, just nobody to slow him down or stun him. The only way to stop him is get the Doom on him before the Shapeshift.
To be honest, if I look at all of this, like there's tons of heals at the moment on Denial, so I think they're definitely well equipped against the Venomancer that will come out, of course, with a lot of XP, as it looks like as he's gonna be the Meteor. But yeah, we have IO heal, we have the Doom, Scorched Earth, and now we have a Rudo Restoration on top of it. That's quite something to overcome. But either way, let's introduce the guys really fast. BCC is gonna be here on the Lycan in the safe lane. In the mid lane at the moment, we have Jotum, of course, on the Vengeful Spirit. He's heading towards, I don't know, probably securing that top rune. Mr. G God is on the Venomance in the mid. I'm looking forward to this one. Yol, he's already in position for that top rune on the Ogre Magi. In the offlane, we're gonna have Seedoy on the Tidehunter. And for him, it's gonna be one of those games where he has to find a proper initiation. He has to stay far away from that Doom. He has to get that Ravage off before anything else happens.
Yeah, definitely, I think just playing Crash would be best for him, but for Denial side, fucking mad, playing the Witch Doctor, leaving Cryo J on the IO with Carter, actually heading towards the mid lane as a Razor, Choral on the Morphling mid lane, with the last one being Fanzi on the Doom off lane. So I guess it might be that IO Morphling mid lane.
Yeah, and I'm looking forward. Like Gata is one of those players that like struck me as a surprise. I've seen him in a lot of tier 2 teams actually standing, and he did so far always a good job. And he is also like, he has quite a fan base. I mean, I know he's streaming, for example, but he never really made like a breakthrough. I don't know on what that is based, on his performance, or he's just, I don't know, not discovered. But we have to see how he's playing for Denial here. Like maybe that's one of those games where he can actually profile himself as a good player. But look at the mid. We're gonna have a super early smoke. 25 seconds into the game, we have the Ogre Magi as well as the Vengeful Spirit already coming. They want to get that Morphling, but there is a bodyguard behind Joral at the moment. It is the IO.
This is the perfect time to go. There's the Fire Blast as well. Venomous Scale connects, and there is no escape from this. Didn't skill up the waveform. Had the Morph
that
before.
damage. There was no way that IO could do anything, but yeah, super fast respawn. He's back to the mid, but first blood is done for Virtus.Pro. Very easy, very, yeah, I don't know, standard execution here.
I mean, I'm not too sure if they actually noticed as well that he had Morph instead of Waveform. They probably did, with the amount of HP that the Morphling has at this point. So really nice, just awareness, just like, doesn't have Waveform, guys. Let's get the kill before he hits level 2. Exactly what they do as well. But of course, since Denial are running dual lanes, the Tidehunter has a slightly better time on top lane. Although Razor as a hero, he can definitely take on Tidehunter solo rather easily as well. I mean, just static link him up, chase him down for a little while, steal the damage, and just be fine. I mean, fucking mad. I would maybe even like to see him just kind of prioritize on pulling through or whatnot. Just can't do much by himself against the Tidehunter.
Yep, and actually we have like a small go on fucking Mad. He just ate a Fire Blast. The Fire Blast, by the way, strikes me as a surprise. Usually we see the Ogre Magi's now, the majority of them at least, going for the Ignite first point, but he's gonna be soon level 2, and then we have both of it available. And to be honest, as Denial lanes this right now, there's nothing Virtus.Pro has to fear. The Tidehunter can stay in lane, even though you said it already, the Razor can usually drive him at least a bit out of the lane, but killing is another story. In the mid, G is gonna go absolutely ham on this morph very soon, as we have level 2 and level 3 wards. But oh, bottom, we have some action here on Jotum. A Doom with all that speed. Brown Boots already up versus no boots, and the neutral is just erasing him from the face of the planet.
Now you can see it's the Radiant jungle. Only the Radiant jungle would help out the Radiant hero like that. So that
Ouch.
that the Denial, they really feel cheated at the moment. I mean, they were like, guys, easy kills, so much movement speed. But now they see Fanzi, Yol, not level 2 yet, so doesn't have the Ignite Fire Blast combination. So I don't think they can actually kill Fanzi. I mean, Lycan, just not the greatest hero in that. If they had the Ignite as well, it would actually mean that Lycan can just keep up and go in with the right clicks. Maybe they'll try anyway with Howl being up level 2 now. Wolves maybe
No,
level
I think
2
they
as
wait
well.
for Jotum. I mean, the Ogre's, like, his invisibility just ran out, but like when the Doom stays around here, we have a double stun on him, and we have the Lycan Howl plus level 2 Wolves going for him. So let's see. Jotum is already coming into the lane, and well, if the Ogre comes out, stuns him, that should be the setup for the Magic Missile.
I mean, they're keeping on to the Howl as well. There's the Fire Blast, they need the Magic Missile, minus armor is there. Can you get close enough? Just barely, but I think the Wood Restoration, not Wood Restoration, the Scorched Earth is just gonna be enough.
Oh, well, I mean, he's still going, and we have a Fire Blast in 1 second. They're gonna dive this. Like, there's the Fire Blast holding him in place, but BCZ, he has to dive deep, and he needs to right-click. He's gonna get it. That's another kill. They have to commit a lot to this. All of them are on 50%, but wait. I mean, you just got an offlane kill. That's just fine.
they got the kill purely just because the Wolves managed to body block a little bit there as well by the Lycan. So nice micro. I mean, it wasn't like the perfect block or anything, but it slowed him down enough for those couple extra right clicks that they needed. So well done, 2-1 in the favor of VP. Farm wise, it's rather even. Tidehunter sitting on 10, Doom on 9. Doom of course has the Devour, so gets a little bit extra.
Yeah,
So,
but the kills are already starting to pile up. I mean, Virtus.Pro got 2 full kills already, while we had 1 kill on Jotun, which was denied by the Satire, the MVP so far in this match. And, well, this is, of course, bad news for Denial. They need to find some kills, and at the moment, it looks like they want to play a farm game. Maybe it's come down to the draft, what I said in the draft, that late game or very late game, I give it more to Denial than rather to Virtus.Pro. Maybe that's what they want to bench on. Just sit there and go for that late game.
it's probably not a bad choice, although it's maybe a little bit scary. Just because if Denial, if they keep on farming up, they might just start losing all of their buildings. I mean, there's going to be Plague Wards, there's going to be a Lycan as well. And we have another smoke by Chotnam and y'all. They want to go for top lane maybe. I mean, fucking Mad on Witch Doctor should be an extremely easy kill. Has Voodoo Restoration level 1, but with 3 heroes against him, they should be easily able to just bring him down. And
oh yeah,
they have
he's
vision
surrounded
now.
there. There's the anchor smash, there's the stun. The second stun is evading him, but I don't think they even need it here. The cask is bounced and fall from back, but that's pretty much it. Easy kill, 530 HP to overcome. That's nothing an Ogre and a Vengeful Spirit care about.
Yeah, now Seedoy with the kill as well has the Arcane Boots, so they can just keep on going if they really want to make it a tri-lane here. Although up against the Razor, I guess they cannot shut him down all that much, just because he's a safe lane Razor after all. But mid lane, CryoJ will lose his life to God. God gets a solo kill in the mid lane like that. Can he escape fucking man now? I don't think so. Yeah, with the waveform, they get the kill, but that was a 3 versus 1 and they got the kill.
Well, I'm not quite sure if that's actually worth it as a mid hero to like dive for that IO. I mean, the IO is not that low level as like the usual IO. He's level 3 already, so experience-wise it was kind of okay-ish, but still, you want to stay in that lane, keep the presence of the Plague Wards up and everything. So he traded that for an IO. I don't support it, but hey, it's still better than no kill at all.
And in the meantime, bottom lane, as the Lycan BCC has been left alone. Fancy actually harassing him quite heavily so as well. Has the pack leader's aura, so the right clicks hurt quite a lot. But there's a bottle coming up for BCC, so suddenly he should be fine. But Lycan has to be a little bit careful. If Fancy hits that level 6...
Oh, that Vengeful, I say, that IO, that poor IO. I mean, he's tethering a white to the Doom, and yeah, that's actually enough. But if there was a stun and the Ignite and some follow-up clicks, he would have been dead again. But still, BCC, he's with the bottle now, again, full HP. His farm is definitely decent at the moment. PT's finished and he can stay in lane, but oh, top, we already have a stun on the Witch Dog here, but that's pretty much it. There's no second magic missile, and now the Razor is coming here. Cask bouncing forth and back, but the first Ravage here, they can't kill anyone because that level 2 Ruder Restoration is just too fat, and now damage stolen is just like minus armor on him as well. Seedoy, well, he's reducing the damage a lot with Anchor Smash, but let's see. We also have a go on Joel, but G-God is maybe the first one to die here. The clicks are coming in. The spirits of the Wisp, yeah, they're gonna finish him. That was the unexpected victim in this fight. I thought everybody's gonna die but G, but yeah, he wanted to help there.
He had good intentions, but completely backfired for himself. Of course, Denial, they noticed him being there as well. They saw the one Plague Ward being pushed and oh, Seedoy, never mind, fucking man just goes for the TP out. But that Ravage, it was questionable to say the least, man. There was almost no way they can get the kill with the 2 heroes that they had there.
Yep, like without the second magic missile, I didn't see it happening. And while he was, I mean, that's the funny part about a Witch Dog. Like even if you just stun him, but you don't follow up with damage, then he's just standing there while the Voodoo Restoration is ticking, and like there's just no way you can kill him. Level 2 Voodoo Restoration, it's just sick what it heals considering like the low level hero. But let's see. At the moment, it's kind of okay-ish for Virtus.Pro because BCC is in the jungle. Like, he just settles for the jungle. Next goal is the Vladimirs. And in the meantime, Yol is going to get some experience here. So they want to have the ding-ding-ding pretty soon on the Ogre Magi. And that's... I think it's good news. Because so far he has been very active. If all those ganks are now underlined by multicasts, sure. Definitely helps.
It most certainly will. I mean, multicast just such a strong ability on the Ogre. Before that, he's strong enough with the Ignite and Fire Blast, but just it's such a huge boost in power if you do get lucky enough, or if you're skilled enough, I guess, for the multicast. But at the moment, Just
Oh, we have a go on the Lycan. They found him in the jungle. The freshly level 6 Doom, or now level 7. Like, they found him and easy go. And Yol actually goes one-on-one against the Doom. It's not like he can do anything, but there is a rotation from the side. I just think they lack a lot of damage. Like, there is minus armor up on him, Ignite and Magic Missile. The neutrals maybe even helping out here a tiny bit, but he's just TPing. Maybe we even see a deny. Nope, this time the creeps are not playing with them. So that's a Lycan for Doom. The support's definitely benefiting from it. I guess that's still an okay trade for Virtus.Pro.
it's not too horrible indeed, although Lycan, they definitely need him to be just a mid-game powerhouse. They need him to kind of start snowballing the towers down and whatnot. Doom dying, it's it's not too awesome, but does he have his Hand of Midas finished? Nope. Just
Nope.
has himself a Gloves of Haste and bottle.
At the moment, it's really just Tranquil Boots, the bottle, like a casual Ring of Protection. That's pretty much it. So he's quite far away from that Midas even.
He had like 1.2k gold before they went for the Lycan kill, so I thought maybe he got like the recipe suddenly as well, but didn't happen, went for a bottle instead. I mean, it's
Oh,
not
now
a
we see
bad-
some tower pushing here. Like bottom, we have BCC on it. I mean, the Doom is preventing that, but oh, we have a go here. Sido is there. He has a Ravage if he wants to. There are no bounces on that casket. There's the Ravage. It doesn't hit, or actually it hits the Witch Dog, but they're gonna focus here on Garter. Titan is gonna get that kill, and we have Garter getting downed as well. Like the Morphling and the Wisp, they have to run at the moment, but the Wisp, well, he still has a tether, but there he goes.
Yeah, Fire Blast was still on cooldown mid tether, but they're still gonna keep on chasing Yol. He just goes down before the Fire Blast or the Ignite. Waveform over him, had the tower aggro as well. More TPs to come VP. They went way too deep and they're probably gonna pay the price. Fucking Matt, can he get the paralysis cask? He can. BZ, he's not gonna come in or easy. Yes, he is. Oh god. They get the one kill in return to this. There's the death as well, god. He's on the run, but BZ gonna go for fucking Matt. He does so much damage in the wolf form. Cryo J-Dog keeps him alive with the IO tether heal. Oh my god, the wolves are not gonna be enough.
So much healing. This is just nuts, the healing. Like, I actually expected at least the Witch Dog to die, but in the end, Virtus.Pro is taking here a bad trade. I mean, the Orchid dying before they wanted to go for the Wisp. That was a very optimistic go, to be honest, into this. I mean, they needed the Gush, they needed Magic Missile, or the Fire Blast, but none of them were in range, and by the time they got into range, the Morphling was like, okay, you dive the tower, you tank the tower, one waveform should be just enough, and it was, and that completely screwed them over. So Virtus.Pro, very optimistic into those fights, a bit overconfident based on how good their early game went. That's of course a good chance for Denial now to come back on this.
Yeah, and Choral has 2.4k gold on the Morphling. What item do you think he's even gonna go for? Well, I guess he answers the question now. Picking up a
Yeah.
Yasha. I guess Linkens would have been rather useless in this game anyway. So, just get some armor from the Yasha, some agility. It's not gonna be bad, I guess.
Yeah, and we have some swapping coming out. The Razor actually Gata is taken over here. The mid might be not the worst choice, but he has to be careful. There is an invisible Yol, and he's just waiting to get that stun in. He also has multicast if he's lucky enough, and then follow up by the Magic Missile and Gale. They're gonna get that tower. They're not gonna get the last hit, but oh, they see Garter here. There's the Magic Missile, there's the Fire Blast and the Ignite. I don't think he can escape here. Like, he's trying to soak some damage out of Jotun, but that's pretty much it. The TP coming way too late, and in the end, it's a tier 1, and, well, they're gonna get the Lycan kill as well, bottom. They just engaged at the same time there.
So, once again, there's a trade, a core for core. It's happened quite a lot of times already in this game, I think. Now, Yol does get caught by fucking Mad Hot's Paralyzing Cask, has nothing to bounce to, but the IO relocate is coming in a little bit too late maybe, but with the waveform, they should be able to close up the distance. Or are they gonna go for it? A little bit too late. It could have gone into the just creep stack and waveform over the trees, but Jotun might get caught anyway. I don't think they have adaptive strikes. No, they don't.
Nope.
So, everybody's just TPing out or just running away.
I mean, so often, like, I mean, if you look how often people try to TP out now, like to escape a certain amount of gank after the stuns are out, like that 1 point in adaptive strike might be worth it. Maybe he's gonna pick it up at level 10.
It probably is. That's, I guess, usually the case. Sometimes there's a value adaptive strike if need be, but whoa! BZZ, he went for a Hand of Midas on the Lycan now, as Doombringer finishes up at the exact same time.
You have to finish it at this exact same time, so it's kind of even when it comes to those teams. Garter taken over top again. Like, there's 4 from Backspapman all the time, while Choral and the Wisp, they're farming like the wards of the Venomancer that are like some residual wards here. But I think they swap top now. They want to get some pressure up, but at the moment it's a free situation. And of course the tier 1 is still standing, which means we might find a TP. Problem is the Witch Dog is having, TP cooldown. And also the Doom, well, he's heading towards another lane at the moment. Let's see. It's a 4-on-3 at the moment top. And Jorah is quite low already.
Well, they do get scouted out by the creep wave now. They can still dive. Minus armor comes through for the vision. They see Choral. Ignite comes out. He's strength morphing slowly but surely. Cryo J. Oh god, he doesn't have any bottle charges on IO either. So maybe he can just relocate somebody out to safety if need be. But Shotman, y'all, they're gonna come in, the stun, the multicast, and well, there's no relocate if you just die immediately.
Yep, and now the Doom is coming in here, but the tower's already down, and now he's surrounded by all those people. Scorched Earth at the moment, it doesn't really help you. And there is the Ravage before he gets the Doom out, and that's the second kill. The IO is actually relocating out, but, well, they know he's coming back, so I'm not quite sure what that relocate out was. So this is the third kill and a tier 1 tower. This is bad news for Denial. Like, I don't even understand what this was, but Magic Missile will come out. Actually, the minus armor just for now. But yeah, this is an easy kill. He's just buying some time, and now he tried to TP, and for that he saved that Magic Missile, and the rest is just about right clicks. Well, this was a huge question mark for me. I didn't understand this play.
They just gave away so much to VP, just because in 300 gold card, it's gonna have a level 2 ultimate with an Aghanim Scepter as well. It's gonna be huge. Or 500 gold, mind me. Yoldo might be in some trouble. Gets another multicasted, therefore this is not gonna be quite enough, not yet. 5 seconds for the waveform though on Choral. Never mind, not gonna even follow up. They don't want to overextend, and probably with the past experience of the just tier 1, or the so-called defense of the tier 1 tower, they don't really want to overextend anymore. But man, they just gave away so much. Lycan, he was free farming at the same time. Even with having gone for Hand of Midas, now getting rather close to finishing up that Vladimir's as well.
Yeah, that's the biggest news actually for Virtus.Pro. I mean, while they keep Denial completely busy and get towers and better trades with 4 versus 5 pretty much, because Denial almost committed all of them there, BZZ is just farming. So I was kind of having a question mark above my head when it came to the draft, relying only on the Lycan, but at the moment it works out. He's farming his ass off while Denial is struggling against 4, and that goes absolutely in Virtus.Pro's favor. Like, there's nothing Denial can do at the moment. They have to find BZZ, stop his farm a tiny bit.
Well, they did get the deny on the tier 1, so that's a good sign for them. I think it was a slight mistake of BZZ to actually get it into deny range as well. But it's not that big of a deal, at least the tower is down anyway, so some map control gain from that. Denial though, looks like they maybe want to go for a tower of their own now. They have the Doom available, they probably know that the Tidehunter Ravage is still on cooldown as well. But the next time it comes up, it's gonna be with a Blink Dagger for the Tidehunter. But within that 40-second or 50-second time window, they can maybe force the tier 1, because I'm not too sure if VP will even come to defend. I mean, it's down to 370 HP as it is.
Yep, absolutely, and well, the one we just been talking about, Lycan, he's out now, and I don't know, we haven't even gotten a reason why, so let's just assume he's coming back in any second. The only problem I have at the moment is, I mean, we have top, of course, the relocate, the IO, the relocate is ready. The only problem is the IO is not the fullest HP, he has 2 more bottle charges, however. They are free at the moment bottom with the Doom ready, but then again, he didn't use the Doom, for example, last fight, which was, for me, a big question mark. The Tidehunter was in range. If they're going to commit to this tower, then Virtus.Pro will rotate in there, and if they try to find BCC, that's probably, for me, the best solution I can see. Go into the jungle, try to find BCC, get for that fast kill, because everything else is just so risky for Denial at the moment.
Yeah, I really think it was kind of somewhat of a weakness in the draft, for example. I mean, yes, relocate is a great thing to have, but what is the actual setup for the relocates? The Beastmaster got banned out, so there's no Primal Roar, there's no Batrider with the lasso. They just don't have a proper long enough to disable for the relocate to actually properly arrive, unless they somehow manage to relocate.
The cask. That's their only chance. Like, holding something long enough in place at the moment has to be with the cask. So they have to engage in a fight, hope for some cask bounces, and then a relocate. But we saw it already. The first relocate we saw in the fight,
it was like,
I don't know. It was pretty off target, actually. They landed like, what,
it was
so
like
many units
decent
away from the actual fight?
I mean, it was a decent-ish relocate. They were expecting the Ogre Magi to just keep on running that way, but since he had vision, he was like, oh, relocate is coming there, I'm just going to change my direction, and that was it. It's like, easy escape. Oh man, it's definitely going to be hard for them. They need some form of additional lockdown, but they don't have any heroes to actually provide it to them. Adaptive Strike is like, well, I guess Morphing is the one being relocated in, so even that won't help out. Otherwise, just heavy strength morph, man, go for the maxed out Adaptive Strike, level 4, 3-second stun when you have more strength than agility.
Oh god, no, I don't think we're ever gonna see this. Like, the only time we see Adaptive Strike based on strength is when the Morphling is like already deep in shit, pretty much. like absolutely in trouble on max move.
Well, God is still extremely farmed than the Venomancer. I mean, he's number one without the Hand of Midas or anything. And it's not like his laning went extremely well. He died a couple of times there as well. They did get the first blood, but after that, he gave away his own life for an IO for one time at least. But 50 gold away from the Aghanim Scepter. And there's no mech. They're not even close to a mech. Razor is building for a BKB. There's no pipe coming out. I mean, IO doesn't even have boots at this point.
Yep, it's I don't know. The IO was really just the babysitter for the Morph, but since the Morph himself didn't get the best farm, but at the moment he's the only one of Denial who actually keeps up. I mean, we have a 6k net worth versus is 6.8, but G, who was directly against him, was on 7.4. So we have at the moment, I don't know, 800 gold and 1.4k gold ahead of the highest farmer. The Doom is the one who tries to keep up a tiny bit as well, but he's also only on 5k. With that Hand of Midas, okay, he will catch up a bit in comparison, for example, to the Venomancer, but when it comes to BZZ, you can't really stop his farm. And talking about him, he just reconnected, so let's hope we're gonna see something. By the way, 15 minutes, we also have to talk about Roshan pretty much soon, because at the moment Virtus.Pro, of course, is on a Radiant side, but like having a good fight, and around the 20-25 minute mark, I think this is the latest we're gonna see a Roshan attempt. All they need is like a good fight, Denial being out, I don't know, somewhat of like 25 seconds to 30 seconds, and they can go easily for a Roshan.
Roshan should indeed be easy. They don't have a Medallion of Courage yet on Shotnum, just because he went for an Urn of Shadows first, but that just probably indicates that they want to be pushing, they want to be getting the kills, and with the Urn, just have the sustain that you need. Especially since Venomancer did not go for the mech. Sometimes mid lane or core Venomancer just go for mech first and then for the Aghanim Scepter or anything after that. But the Urn will be just a nice source of healing for them.
Yep, absolutely. And well, you were right, actually. I thought they're gonna go into the jungle and look for BCC, but instead they want to commit to the tower. The problem is now they're already surrounded. There is BCC waiting for him. We have Jotum, like Wave of Terror is already coming out, and now the Ogre is joining in. But, of course, we have a relocate. We have to keep that in mind. The tower is in deny range, but I think they want to engage here. There's already Ignite, and yeah, there's the ultimate here. The Lycan is coming in, but they want to focus for the Witch Dog at the moment. He's the first one to fall, and now BCC, well, he's kind of cancelling the entire thing as we have to relocate in, but just for another 8 seconds. Virtus.Pro, oh my god, there's Ravage and the Poison Nova. So much damage already, and this is really bad news. Joral somehow makes it out, but they're still gonna pursue him. This is 4 down, and the 5th one, the only survivor. Again, he didn't use his Doom. I'm not quite sure if he's aware of the fact what kind of hero he plays, but the only Doom we saw so far was like, what, 4 minutes ago for that 1 kill on BCC, but in all those team fights, he's just not going for it. And the Roshan I mentioned, it's happening as we speak.
It's a perfect opening with 4 heroes are dead, Pansy. With the Blink Dagger, maybe could come in with a miraculous Snatch of the Ages or something. But without the Blink Dagger, it's just not gonna happen. You are not gonna be able to run in there, not get fire blasted, not get just stunned down. So easy Ages for BCC now. Shapeshift is still on cooldown, and GG is called by Denial. My god, 70 minutes in.
Jesus. That's the fastest GG of all time, and Yol is like, yo guys, you serious? He's like, oh, sorry, it's GG.
Yeah, he thought like somebody disconnected, like immediate pause. But just Joel, excellent manners from him. Like he sees an enemy disconnect, he's like, pause guys.
Yeah, he's a good guy, I have to say. So shout out to Yol pausing for the disconnected Witch Dog, but he was not disconnected for hardware or software reasons. He was just GGing out, and the entire thing is a best of 3 if I'm not mistaken. I just woke up, but I think I'm right about this. So we go into game number 2, guys.
Yes,
soon.
we are. It is a best of 3. It is the semi-final for the I-League qualifiers. Winner of this will face against Power Rangers at 15 CT today. So guys, thank you for tuning in. It was a short game, a little bit disappointing with all the delays that happened, but we're heading into game number 2, guys, so do not go anywhere. Lots of more Dota to come, so see you in game number 2 in just a couple of minutes time.